Now, sports.
More local talent headed to the collegiate level. Welcome into sports, everyone. I'm Jalen Fong. A big day for Central Union High School football players, with 2 players signing their college letters of intent. Spartans Artie Estrada and Josiel Rodriguez made it official in front of family, friends, and their coaching staff. Artie Estrada will be attending Black Hills State University, located in Spearfish, South Dakota. According to athletic director Joshua Weiss, the Yellow Jackets play in one of the toughest Division II conferences in the U.S., the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. Estrada is signing on to play defensive back. He will be majoring in business. And his Spartan teammate Josiel Rodriguez, who was named our Friday Night Lights Defensive Player of the Year back in the Imperial Valley this past year, he will be attending Ottawa University in Surprise, Arizona. Last year, Ottawa finished ranked in the top 20 in the country in the NAIA division and is one of the premier schools in the U.S. Rodriguez will be playing outside linebacker. He will be majoring in business administration. Congratulations, fellas. We want to wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. To Raider Gym for a crosstown rivalry between Gila Ridge and Cibola. Both teams in the thick of the 6A playoff race. Cibola still with an outside shot of making the open division bracket. Picking things up here in the third quarter, good ball moving here by the Lady Raiders. It finds its way in the hands of Jada Bosch, who gets the bank shot to go through. Again, Raiders moving the ball around the court. The corner jumper is open, and that's exactly where we'll find Sierra Baumhauer, who knocks down the baseline jumper. Baumhauer doing it herself once again. She uses the little Euro step to get into the lane. The pretty floater is good. She would finish the night with a game-high 22 points. Cibola still pouring it on as Isabella Molina using the sharp bounce pass to Aviana Salcido for the low post bucket. And after struggling to find the basket, Adriana Hernandez keeps her pivot foot right here, and the Lady Hawks finally get on the board in the second half with this long-range 3 by Hannah Hayes. Closing seconds of the third quarter, the Raiders finding Eliza Molina, who beats the buzzer. Cibola would cruise in this one by a final of 59-10. They finish the regular season at 13-4. Hawks wrap up their season at 14-4. To Carol McElhaney Odin Gym for senior night at Yuma Catholic as they welcome in ALA West Foothills. The Shamrocks are currently 3rd in the latest AIA 3A rankings. Opening tip-off for the Guardians, but it wouldn't stay in their hands for very long as Landon Urquijo intercepts a pass and takes it to the rack for the first bucket of the game. Shamrocks up early. Later on in the first quarter, errant pass by the Guardians once again. It finds its way into the hands of Arturo Vargas. He outlets to Lucky Pantane, who uses that long stride to get to the rim for the Rocks. Moving along, his brother Sebi Pantane is working the floor. He eventually is going to find Fernando Vasquez taking the contact and one. He would knock down the free throw to put the Shamrocks up by 7. Guardians still searching for their first points of the game as Aiden Anaya in the low post for their first score. The Rocks again looking to extend their lead. They find Sebi Pantane in the corner, who knocks down the long-range 3. And once again, suffocating defense from the Rocks as they would continue to pour it on. Vasquez jumping the passing lane, and he would take it coast to coast, forcing the Guardians to call timeout. Shamrocks would roll in this one by a final of 64-26. They finished the regular season with a 17-1 record. And in the early game from Carol McElhaney Odin Gym, the Yuma Catholic Lady Shamrocks fell to the Guardians 44-35. Both teams needing a win to sneak into the 3A play-in round. We'll have to wait to see if this loss will knock the Lady Shamrocks out of postseason play. And once again to our out-of-town scoreboard, boys basketball, the Antelope Rams in round 1 of the 1A state playoffs. They fall on the road to Joseph City 64-59. A fantastic season for the Rams coming to an end. And in girls soccer, the Yuma Catholic Lady Shamrocks fall in the 3A state playoffs against top-seeded Gilbert Christian by a final of 9-2. Congrats, Lady Shamrocks, on another solid season.